change has been absolutely phenomenal. If I go back to our very first assessment, communication was the one we did not achieve. Lack of communication rippled through from the principals all the way down to the ground staff. So we started with the ground staff and worked backwards, and we realized admin staff, ground staff, weren't receiving the same communication that the teachers automatically got because they were here to keep the schools running. So it's led to a huge amount of development after the communication, a lot of training, a lot of recognition throughout the schools. And I must like to add, it's not just Crawford Schools, there are 4 brands that are involved in this process. So there is now a lot of sharing which takes place between all 4 brands, which was not something teachers like doing until they realized the benefits of it.
You can have the best strategic goals, the best plans, the best plan of action in place. If you don't have the workforce that's willing to implement that and that's excited and happy and enthusiastic about the product, which is what we sell. The investors in people involves all the different shareholders.
The interaction between management and the staff has definitely changed. There's a complete open door policy at our school. I think the staff all know, and the greater staff, that you can approach management at any time to discuss anything. Way of seeing management as being there and we're here, that at Crawford Schools is a thing of the past.
I have seen a difference, especially in being free to speak and voicing out, and knowing that when you voice out something, somebody's going to listen and do something about it.
You cannot criticize people at whatever level if you haven't guided them. So where there are problems, we learn to look and say, well, what didn't I do? As opposed to, what should he have done or she have done? So I think there's a huge personal factor involved in the whole thing, that I have learned that everybody is truly, truly part of the big picture. To any headmaster, I would say, if you try IiP, I think a lot of your problems in the school would be resolved, because everyone would find their role on the campus within the big picture, however menial, and you'd have everybody being much happier.
Everybody is given the opportunity, so that has been a huge plus. And there have been some wonderful stories of people who started as gardeners and one now in the finance department because they were noticed, given the correct training, mentored, coached, and then when they were ready, they were put into another position, which has been very successful.
The invest in pupils come in when I wanted to study. It's when Mr. McLeod, the principal at the prep, identified that it's where they needed to come in and assist in studying. And it's when also the head office come in with the fund and we bring the other part. And it's when I start studying the project management, because it's highly needed at our school, because most of the time we are working with projects, so it helps us in our work.
What I personally value from the organization or the company as a whole, is that the company makes it able for me to grow as a leader and have many other strategies in place in order to develop and support me as a leader.
Because of the investors in people, the company believes in the people that they employ, and they help them out to be what they would like to be, because the company benefits and the people benefit as well.
2 of the schools, divisions, have already achieved bronze. The next one will be silver. 3rd one is going in for bronze. So I think that's a pretty good indication of how comfortable the schools feel with it and their recognition of what it has done for them over the years. It's given them a lot more strategy, clearer thinking, better planning, and then of course to top it all the investment in people in terms of what we actually spend on them and their training.
With ADvTECH Schools division being a listed company, we have to comply with good corporate governance. And obviously we have to be responsible and show areas of ethical management. Investors in People is definitely assisting us in making people more socially aware, making people more accountable, aligning people to performance measures, and obviously seeing a wonderful result for all of us at the end of the day. But it is definitely, with living in a country like South Africa where skills development is at the order of the day, it's a way of improving people's skills and mindset and changing and shaping their thinking styles. We are actually able to develop a kind of magic and almost generate a return on a return of an investment.